appreciate my comment and go about what you've been at. You wouldn't be here to work for your parents.
Pick up a dead man.
I just got an update. We're ahead of schedule. Okay, it's time now for a response from our Hall of Famers. Are you all excited? Yeah. At this time, we would like for the class of 2012 Latin Hall of Fame to come forward, some for their brief remarks. We will start with Roque Vela Jr.
First, I'd like to thank the Laredo Latin Hall of Fame for even considering me for this honor. The fact that I've been inducted is truly humbling. I'd also like to congratulate the inductees. For some, this is the beginning of another life. For me, the bus stops here, and what a ride it's been. I know I have limited time here, so I'm just gonna go straight to thanking the people that are responsible for me being here. I often wonder where the tenacity that I have towards business, my family, my community, life in general, and in this case, football. And the answer is simple. My parents are Mr. and Mrs. Roqueville. I had the benefit of waking up every day and watching those people go about their business, watching them sacrifice for their business, for their employees, and for myself, so that I can have the things that I needed to be successful. Mom and Dad, I want to thank you not just for being great parents, for pushing me to be the best that I could be, but more importantly for being the people that you are. Thank you. My wife, Teresa, you stuck by me when nobody else would stick by me. And not because of the man that I was at that time, but because of the man that you saw that I could be. And because you stood by me when nobody else would stand by me, I know that I will always have your love. I know that you will always have mine. Coach Phillips, I remember when I first got to Hardin-Simmons University and I'm getting in line to get my equipment, and one of the coaches, whose name I can't remember now, asked me where I was from. And I said proudly, Laredo, Texas. He says, Laredo, Texas? There's no football players in Laredo, Texas. So I hung my head and went about my business. So about a week later, Coach Phillips comes up to me, our defensive coordinator, and says, Roca? I guess seeing my body language, and I kind of had one foot out the door. He says, you're not going anywhere. You're going to a lot of football games for us. And I thought, wow, the defensive coordinator knows my name. Kind of. I know for a fact there was a lot of coaches in that office that didn't want me to see the field. But you were true to your word, the best 11 guys were going to play. And you not only put me on the field, you took it one step further and you put me in charge of your defense. Some of the best memories that I have in college aren't winning all the games, winning conference championships, or making deep playoff runs, or the first and goal situations inside the 5 where the offense came up with nothing. My best memories are sitting in your office, watching film, you telling me how I was going to make big plays. You gave an opportunity that most coaches, no other coaches would have taken a chance on me. Put me in a position to be successful, and for that I can never repay you. All I can say is thank you. Mom, Dad, Teresa, Coach Phillips, for all the things that you've done for me, for being the people that you are, and for standing by me when nobody else would. Thank you, and I love you. And because of the people that you are, the 4 of you will always be in my house. Thank you.
I think we're changing script writers. Aventaste. I don't know if I should take this time, but I also need to say that, you know, Ignacio Robasso wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his parents. Arturo Benavides, we got John Gator. Come on up.
I just wanted you all to know that when Mr. Benavides learned that he would be inducted, he was surprised, honored, and humbled just to be considered, much less be included with such outstanding individuals as the past, present, and future Latin American International Sports Hall of Famers. I can't tell you personally how good a football player he was, but I can tell you from experience, knowing the kind of man he is today, it's easy to imagine why he was all-conference. He's a quiet man whose actions, big heart, and generosity roars louder than any words that could be uttered. On behalf of Mr. Arturo N. Benavides Sr., Mr. Arturo N. Benavides Jr., and his family, my wife, Ana Benavides Calo, and myself, and all his grandkids, we wish to thank the Latin American International Sports Hall of Fame for this honor, and we wish to congratulate all of the well-deserved recipients here tonight. Thank you.
And now Stacy's boy, George Farias.
Mr. Ramos said you have 2 minutes. I said I can do it in 1. So I will be brief. But my thanks to President Ramos and the Board of Directors of the Hall of Fame for this tribute. In 1999, you inducted Juan Francisco Kiko Farias, who was my dad's cousin and teammate. So this is a very special occasion for our family. Memory fades over time. These young men played 80 years ago during the Depression. They didn't have the benefit of the media. They weren't known nationally or internationally, but they were hometown heroes. They were men of good character, of ability, and they were good role models also that young men could look up to and emulate. Some of them had good coaches. One that you might remember is legendary coach Nemo Herrera. And my father was very fortunate to play for Coach Herrera. He never stopped talking about him, about how he taught not only good sportsmanship, but about family and values and how to be responsible citizens in your community. He was a great influence on all of his players. So they were from small town America, way of life that is disappearing, but they were hometown heroes. They were the stars of their day, and those were the people that you read about in the morning papers and talked about in public places and at home. These were formative years in sports America and formative years in sports in South Texas. So they made a great contribution. I commend the Latin American Sports Hall of Fame for honoring these athletes and coaches of that era. You are bringing them up into the public consciousness, and by recognizing them, you are ensuring that the contributions that they made will not be forgotten. On behalf of our family, and in particular my brothers and sister, we appreciate this honor bestowed on our father, Anastasio Stacy Farias. Thank you and congratulations to the board for all the great work that you do.
Representing San Felipe High School, we got Gene Vasquez.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Gene Vasquez, and on behalf of Coach J.B. Peña, Coach Hiram Valdez, and our golf team, we would like to thank and give a very special thank you to the Latin American International Hall of Fame and its board of directors. To us, it is a great honor, something we will never forget, and we are humbled and we are honored. A very special thank you to Mr. Ignacio Rabazo. Thank you for all your help, Nacho. Mr. Bobby De Leon, thank you so much for all the help and support you have given our team. And a very special thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Humberto Garcia. Bert and Cindy, we love you. As you can see, I don't have any notes. Let me tell you why. About 30 minutes ago, I found out that I was going to be the one to get up here and talk. So I went up to, immediately I grabbed a piece of paper and pencil and went up to my teammates, Joe Trevino, Felipe Romero, Guadalupe Felan, and Mario Lomas. And I did ask them, listen guys, is there anything you want me to cover? Anything you want me to say? And all of them told me at the same time, Gene, keep it simple, keep it short, and don't make a fool out of yourself. So, all I can say is that we are very humbled to be here. We are just delighted. We want to thank all the people from Del Rio for being here. And all we can say is, si se pudo. Thank you very much.
The one coincidence comes to mind because we only had 30 minutes too, but we got a lot of notes, you know. And they told us the same thing, keep it simple. You know. Representing a great guy, a good friend of the community, his son, Richard Morales Jr.
I do have some notes, but I hope not to make a fool out of myself. On behalf of my dad, who is not with us tonight, and my mother and my family, all of whom are here, I would like to accept this honor with pleasure and with gratitude to all those who had a role in this. My only regret is that he is not here tonight. He would have been extremely proud to have been named to the Latin American Sports Hall of Fame and to be among such a distinguished and accomplished group of athletes and teams. My dad grew up during the Great Depression. Nothing came easy for him nor for his mother. He was a fighter for what he lived in, believed in, and he never gave up. Being a child of the Depression and overcoming it the hard way shaped his way of evaluating obstacles and people. He was always for the underdog. I think this is why, when he became aware of a group of kids at St. Augustine High School who loved to play basketball, but had no gym, no indoor practice facility, whose school had no athletic budget, and actually basically no funds, he probably might have made up his mind and said to himself, I can do it. And he did. He did it with heart and guts, and he did it voluntarily, which means that he never got paid for it. This is the true meaning of the term volunteer coach. He molded a group of boys in an outdoor concrete playground with a couple of basketball hoops into champions who could play and be competitive with any high school team in the state of Texas. He did it his way when there was no other way. They say that behind a good man there is always a good woman. My mother, Alicia, fits the bill. Without her help, her support, and her unconditional love, my father would not have been honored tonight. Mom, would you please stand up? There's 4 members of the basketball teams that my dad coached here tonight. I'd like to introduce them to you. Armando Milo, who without his support and tireless efforts, this could not have happened, and he deserves to be this Hall of Fame. Javier Kid Perez, who was named to the All-State basketball team in 1955. And who is already a member of the Latin American Sports Hall of Fame. Cuauhtemoc Chito Rodriguez, who is the president of the Quintana Roo professional baseball team. And as you heard before, he was named the 2011 King of Baseball by the Minor League Baseball Association. And last but not least, Mercurio Martinez, our former county judge and present member of the Lathrop Junior College Board of Trustees, who's going to speak, he's going to say a few words. Thank you, gentlemen, for your support, and your presence here tonight. Mercurio.
Richard, there's no better words to acknowledge the tremendous work of our good friend, Coach Richard G. Morales. Mr. Morales, thank you so much for allowing him to be our coach. There are a few of us that are still left, believe it or not. And I would like to recognize a number of gentlemen, players that actually are also here with us. You've already heard from our good friend Armando Milo and Kid Perez and Cuauhtemoc Chito Rodriguez, but I would also like to recognize the captain of the cheerleaders, Dr. Gladys Crumple Keene. All right? We have to give recognition to her husband, Roger, and we have with us Mike Garcia, Arturo Nava, Omar, known as Flaky Perez, Lauro Canales, Enrique Montemayor, and unfortunately 2 other gentlemen that send their best here that could not be here with us. Ismael Montalvo and Raimundo El Gordo Gonzalez. So these are the gentlemen that are very, very proud, very honored to have been identified with Coach Morales because he taught us discipline, sportsmanship, friendship, teamwork, and above all, paying honor to the individuals that certainly deserve. And without question, our coach, Richard G. Morales, certainly deserve this honor. In behalf of all of us, thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Here I go again, guys. How many would like to see Gladys do one of the calls? She does it for Roger every night. I wanna be. Sorry, Nacho. Representing St. Joseph Actor team, Homero Adame, the coach.
There's so many eloquent speakers, I feel out of place here. And I asked me to keep it to 3 minutes. And people that know me, I can speak for hours, okay? And I will say something, okay? I consider myself a very lucky man. Very lucky man. I did all the things that I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to go to the University of Texas. And like some of you people say, people would tell me, no, you're crazy. And when I was at Martin High School, I came up with a crazy idea. Not only am I going to go to Texas, I'm going to try to run cross country and track for Texas.